Hello students, welcome to your physics class. I'm Mrs. Indu Singh. I'll take your physics class. All of you are fine, I think, probably. Okay. I will give you first I'm giving you the images of the few pages of first chapter, and then let us start. Matter. We have done little bit in class 6 and 7 also. What is matter? Matter, anything which occupies space, has mass, and can be perceived by our senses, known as the matter. I think you know what is matter. So, matter, anything which occupies space, has mass, and can be perceived by our senses. It means it is related to the occupied space, means it has volume, mass, as well as weight and vision, smell, hear, taste or touch, we can identify the matter. So characteristics of matter: volume, mass, weight. So first we have to think, what is the volume? Space occupied by matter. Mass, quantity of matter contained in a body. And weight, the gravitational pull or matter. And it can be perceived by the senses. So that is the matter. These are the characteristics of the matter. Now next, matter. All these matter in universe consist of small unit, a basic building blocks, that is the element. Now what is element? Element is defined a substance which cannot be subdivided into two or more simple substance by any physical or chemical means. For example, suppose I will take an iron rod. You divide it, again it will be iron. To know about again you divide it, again it is iron. Atom. So ultimately, if you divide an element, then what will happen? Which may or may not have particles of iron existence. So an element is defined as a substance which cannot be subdivided as the smallest unit of matter, simpler substance, which has an independent existence or chemical, physical and chemical properties of matter. Then we have to know about the examples of existence of motion in molecules. Actually, within the molecule, always there is motion in the molecules. For example, when a drop of perfume is placed at one corner of a closed room in which there is no motion of air, in a few minutes the fragrance of the perfume spread all over the room. This suggests that molecules of perfume are in a state of motion. In the same way, when I will add a spoonful of common salt and pour it in a glass of water, and I will not disturb it for a time being. And after few minutes, what I will take? I will take spoonful of water and then test it. You will find it little bit salty. It means the salt particles has mixed with the water, or salt particles sprayed within the water molecules. That is why you are getting the test. So we can say that there is an existence of motion in molecules. Next, we will explain think about kinetic theory of matter. I'll explain you about kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter there are mainly related to the 4 points. First, it is related that first it is about its composition. Second point that about intermolecular space. Third, about intermolecular force, and then next about the kinetic energy. On the basis of these 4 points, kinetic molecular theory has been explained. That composition, composed of particles. I know that matter, all the matter composed of very tiny particles that can be atom, molecule or ions. Now in between the particle there is space, and that is known as intermolecular space. In between the particles there is space, and that is known as intermolecular space. And in between the particle there is a force, that is known as the intermolecular force. Now if the space increases, then what happens? This intermolecular force decreases. And when this space decreases, then intermolecular force increases. But when space increases, then this intermolecular force decreases. Again, this intermolecular force, two types: cohesive force and adhesive force. Cohesive force means this is the force of attraction between the same type of particles, and adhesive force is the force of attraction between different type of particles. For example, the force of attraction between water and water molecule, that is the force of cohesion, that is a cohesive force. But the force between, suppose, water particle and glass particle, that is the force of adhesion. So adhesive force is the force, intermolecular force between different type of particles, while the cohesive force is the intermolecular force between the same type of particles. Now these particles are always in random motion depending on interparticle space, that is the intermolecular space, and intermolecular force. If the space is more, then the force is less, we know, then the particles are in random motion. But if the space is less, then what will happen? The force is more and the particles move, but the motion will be less. Now due to this motion, what happens? The particles possess energy, and that is what? Kinetic energy. So particles are always in motion, and due to motion they possess energy, and that is what? Kinetic energy. And if motion will be more, kinetic energy will be more. Motion will be less, then the kinetic energy will be less. So the main postulates of kinetic theory is what? That matter composed of tiny particles first. Second is that in between the particles there is space, that is known as intermolecular space. And in between the particles there is a force, that is known as intermolecular force. Whenever the space increases, then the force decreases, and when space decreases, then force increases. Intermolecular force, two types. One is the cohesive force, another is adhesive force. Cohesive force is the force between the same type of particles, and adhesive force is the intermolecular force between different type of particles. Now, due to this space, presence of space, or depending on the intermolecular force of attraction, what happens? The particles are always in random motion. The particles are always in motion, and due to motion they possess energy, and that is what? That is the kinetic energy. More the motion, more will be the kinetic energy, and less the motion, less will be the kinetic energy. Next, you have to know about the arrangement of particles within solid, liquid and the gaseous state. In solid state, what happens? The particles are very tightly packed, like this way. And in liquid, what happens? The particles are not so closely packed. They are a little bit far apart. And in gas, what will happen? What happens? The particles are very far apart. Now, when the particles are very close to each other, it means the intermolecular space is less, intermolecular force of attraction is very high, and since less space and force is very high, so what will happen? The motion will be less. Here, in case of solid, the particles move about their mean position only. Then they note about their mean position only. So they cannot go beyond a particular limit. They are only noting about their mean position. Their kinetic energy is less, that is why, and they cannot go beyond, so they have definite shape as well as definite volume. And since the particles are very close to each other, so number of particles per unit volume is more here, so their density is also more. Next is that in between the space is not there, so they are not compressible also. You cannot compress the solid. But in case of liquid, what happens? Do you observe that the intermolecular space is high compared to the solid? So if intermolecular space is more, then intermolecular force of attraction is less compared to the solid. And space is more, force is less, so what happens? The particle can move continuously. They can move the motion within the particles more than that of the solid. That is why what happens? Their kinetic energy is also more compared to solid, and they have definite volume but no definite shape. We know that in case of liquids, what happens? They can take the shape of the containing vessel, because due to this intermolecular space and intermolecular force. Intermolecular space is more, intermolecular force of attraction is less, and that is why what will happen? Their kinetic energy is more compared to the solid, so the motion of the particles also more than the solid. So they have definite shape, sorry, they do not have definite shape but definite volume. And in when we will come to the gaseous state, can you see the particles are so far apart? The particles are so far that intermolecular space is maximum and intermolecular force of attraction in between the particles minimum. That is why what happens? The kinetic energy is here maximum, because the particles are in random motion. Randomly they can go in any direction. Since they can go randomly in any direction, so they do not have definite shape and definite volume. And the number of particles per unit volume are less. That is why what happens? Their density is also less. Now what happens? Space is there. If anywhere the space is there, easily you can compress. Suppose the two persons are sitting, but the space is there, they can come nearby. If I will say move little bit, they can. So same thing is here. Intermolecular space in case of the gaseous state is maximum, so they are highly compressible. So what we can say, that in case of the solid, liquid or gas, whatever the state be, all the substance occupies space, has mass, and can be perceived by senses. Solid has definite volume, liquid also has definite volume, gas, they do not have definite volume. Shape, solids has definite shape, liquids does not have definite shape, gas also do not have definite shape. Density, when we think about the density, then what happens? The solid substances has the maximum density, liquid in between, and gaseous substance least density. Why? Because intermolecular space is maximum, so the number of particles per unit volume less. Now solids are not compressible at all because space is not there, so you cannot compress them. Liquid slightly compressible, and gases are highly compressible because they have lots of large intermolecular space. Free surface, in case of solid, the number of free surfaces, many, many free surfaces, any number of free surfaces are there. Liquid, only one free surface, and that is the upper one, and gases, they do not have any free surface. Now solid, they can they cannot diffuse. Diffusion means intermixing of the particles. Intermixing of particles in case of solid, what happens? Not possible. So what happens if I want to mix the, suppose, sand particles with the rice particles? Easily you can see that these are the sand particles and these are the rice particles. They cannot mix each other so easily. They cannot mix with each other. So solids cannot diffuse, they cannot intermix with each other. Liquid, they can diffuse slowly. If they are miscible liquids, they can mix with each other easily, like alcohol and water. But if they are immiscible liquids, then what happens? They cannot mix with each other, so they cannot diffuse. But in case of gaseous state, any gas, they can easily diffuse. If I mix carbon dioxide and oxygen, then easily they will, both the gases intermix with each other and diffuse easily. So we can say solids cannot diffuse, liquids diffuse little bit, and gases diffuses easily. So all these characteristics of solid, liquid or gas depends on what? Intermolecular space, intermolecular force of attraction, and then motion within the particles, or you can say kinetic energy of the particles. Now next we will start a new topic, that is the surface tension. Now what is surface tension? The phenomenon due to which exposed surface of a liquid contained in a vessel behave like a stretched membrane is called surface tension. Surface tension, exposed surface means generally the upper, suppose I will keep the water in the glass, then the uppermost layer, that is the exposed one because other layers are bounded. So the uppermost layer is the exposed one or topmost layer. So if I will take that one in the vessel, whatever the vessel, maybe it in a glass or in a bowl, then the uppermost layer experiences one type of unbalanced force, and that is why what will happen, it will behave like a stretched membrane, and that it produces a tension, and that is known as the surface tension. And what is responsible for this surface tension? The unbalanced cohesive force acting near the top of the surface of the liquid. The unbalanced cohesive force acting near the top surface of the liquid. Suppose I imagine an isolated small cube of mercury in space. Now this is a small cube of mercury in the space. Now what happens, whatever the particles are here, here or here, suppose I am considering this particle. This particle, what will happen, it is pulled by the other particles from all the directions, this side, this side, this side. So if this direction the force is there, then that is balanced by this direction the force, the pulling force. Then here the force is there, that is balanced by this. So here on this particle there is no unbalanced force, but the particles which are exposed means at the top layer, suppose at the top layer this particle is there, then the internal particles will pull inward side, but here no particles are there. So what will happen, this direction, no force is there. So what happens here, the unbalanced force is acting on the surface of, on the exposed surface. So exposed surface unbalanced force is acting, and that force is creates tension on the particles. and that is responsible for the surface tension. And due to that, what will happen, the particle as the exposed surface, means exposed surface, then what will happen, they will be pulled inward side. External side, no particles are there, so no force, but internal side the particles are there, so what will happen, they will be pulled inside, and when pulled inside, then they will take a spherical shape. So that is what spherical shape due to that, and that is why what will happen, due to these unbalanced force, the exposed surface behave like a stretched membrane, and that is what, that is the surface tension. Now we will discuss about the meniscus. I think you have observed that if I will take mercury in a very narrow vessel, then its exposed surface is the uppermost surface appears like convex. And but when I will take another liquid, suppose the water, in a very narrow tube, then what happens? You will observe a concave surface. So this convex surface and concave surface, which is formed by the exposed surface of a liquid containing in a narrow vessel, that is known as the meniscus. The formation of curved surface by the exposed surface of a liquid contained in a narrow vessel is called meniscus. Mercury forms convex meniscus, while water, alcohol forms concave meniscus. Why? Because in case of mercury, the force of cohesion between the mercury and mercury particles more than force of adhesion between the mercury and glass particles. While in case of water, the force of cohesion in between the water particles less than that the force of adhesion between the water and the glass particles. So whenever the cohesive force is more than adhesive force, then the meniscus formed will be convex in shape. But when the force of cohesion is less than force of adhesion, then the meniscus form will be concave one. Next is that about the liquid pressure and the gas pressure.